Wonderful. Wonderful. So I'm Letitia Berbaum, wealth advisor at the Zambergen Group. And today I am so excited to have Liz on as an interview. And so I would like to start off with just an introduction. Liz, do you want to just share the audience a little bit about who you are and what you do briefly?
Sure. Yes, my name is Liz, and I call myself the Chief Encouragement Officer because I'm more than just what I do for work, but I feel like as a whole, my purpose in life is to speak life into people, into others, to be a messenger of good news, and to help people see and feel their true worth. So that's who I am as a person, but for work, I've owned a Legal Shield business for 18 years.
It's great.
Been a love of mine since I was 24 years old.
Wow. I love that. That's so wonderful. Congratulations. 18 years is a long time. Now, as Legal Shield, that is you're your own boss. You oversee other people. They work with you and under you. Is that kind of how it works?
Yes. So as a Legal Shield business owner, you have the opportunity, not everyone takes advantage of it, but you have the opportunity to build your own agency, your own brokerage. Okay. So yes, I am a broker. I've been since I got started because I saw the opportunity to give others and empower others with an income opportunity to further advance themselves and, help people at the same time spread the good news about Legal Shield, which is affordable legal services, $29 a month, and a whole family can use an attorney anytime they need.
I love that. That's so great. So wonderful. And it sounds like it's easy to access you. How do people can find you if they hear this recording or see this later on? How do they find you?
Yes, thank you for saying that. You can find me. I'm hashtag Chief Encouragement Officer, and of course, they can reach me. I guess I'm happy to answer any questions. They can call my cell, which is 626-755-4399. And I have a long website, but anyway.
Yeah, no, that's great. And so later on, if we post that, maybe we can attach the URL right in there. Maybe we can follow up with that and we can include it so if people have questions.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And then just so I understand big picture, are you on all the social media sites? They can find you there as well. And if so, it's all on your website. They can find you, like your hashtags.
Yep. So Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm starting a YouTube channel, which is more of a ministry on basically, teaching leadership lessons from the Bible. So I'm going to be doing that. And they could find me on lizleq.now.site as well. lizleq.now.site.
Okay, great. Wonderful. These are all great feedbacks and the ways that people can find you. So I appreciate that. So the reason why I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we're doing, and then we'll kind of get into kind of digging in. And so if you're okay with it, we can always follow up with like the next another interview if you're okay with that, just to kind of parlay on it if this is a good experience for you and keep on going. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, so the book is about generating and preserving true wealth. So what we're doing is we're asking a series of business owners, women, people that have gone through life in a journey, and they're at different points in their life. And I feel like everyone has a different perspective based on their journey. And so I wanted to ask you a few questions as I kind of break that down. So the bigger question is, how would you define true wealth?
Well, I think there's one word for that.
Okay.
And to define true wealth, I feel the word is freedom.
Mm-hmm.
because there are a lot of people that are earning lots of money, but are working 24/7 for it. And it's not worth it
Mm-hmm.
because they miss time from their family. It's affecting their health. It's giving them more stress. And then at the end of the day, like how much money can you, I mean, it's like, it's
How much do
after your needs are met, right? And then you have extra to do fun things. It's like, how much more do you really want? You know, I mean, of course, everyone would like to have unlimited income, but really, in my opinion, the really true wealth is having freedom, is having time freedom, is having the income coming in, whether you're working or not.
Mm-hmm.
So passive income would be the answer to that.
I love that. So great. I have a lot of same feelings on that. So that's really cool. If you were going to take that to the next level and we're talking about freedom, would you mind painting a picture of what you would do in a day, your life today, if you had true wealth and you had the freedom? What would you do? Would you be giving back? Would you spend more time with family? Would you be working more, starting a nonprofit? Like what are the things that drive you every day?
Yeah, this is a fun question, of course. I'm sure as the listeners are listening here today, I encourage you to dream as well. If you didn't have to work, what would you do with your time? And so I think at another level, because I started doing what I've been doing since I was 24, by the 5 years in, by the time I had my first baby, I had a 6-figure passive residual and leveraged income coming in. So regardless of whether I worked or not, I had that, and I was grateful because I ended up having my first baby. So for me,
Congratulations. That's a huge successful moment just right there alone. Congratulations.
thank you. It truly is. And so the three kids, now had 3 kids,
Oh, wonderful.
11, 10, and 4. So for the past 11 years, it's been about spending time with the family and being a fully focused mom. And that's what I was able to do. And then it even grew more, twice, almost 3 times that my husband was able to retire from his job. So it's really about time and family. But now if you ask me if I want to take it to the next level, like I would love to be able to travel around the world and to be part of like sustainability conferences and initiatives to be able to save the environment, to be able to like truly, I have the time, but to be able to have like money to be able to say, here's $1 million. Let's turn this entire city into solar or something like that.
Yeah, make an impact. Yeah.
Like write the check and then to be able to like solve that problem. So
Yeah. I like that a lot. That's wonderful. And that's such a great gift. Are you currently involved in specific charities or organizations that you can do that now?
I guess I would be looking for those opportunities if anyone has those opportunities.
Yeah, great.
Yes,
Okay.
I put that on one of my prayer lists is, for me to just continue to be open to new opportunities to serve. And I'm very involved in my church that constantly has opportunities to help the people, which I'm 100% for. And I think as far as global and sustainable, I am looking for those new opportunities. So
I love it. So great. So I'm gonna make the plug. If we play this later and people are listening, and if you have someone, it's a great opportunity to present to Liz. If you have an organization that you think would be a fit based on what she said, that would be wonderful. So wonderful. So I'm going to ask you another question that you kind of shared during your journey after you had your children. And you said something really wonderful, and I just want to kind of emphasize on that. So after you had your first child, you were successful already with passive income. So we've said in the beginning of the conversation that created freedom and flexibility for you to be able to pursue your goals and things that are important to you, like your values. like spending more time with the children and being fully present. So you said something and I caught it, and I want to make sure the people are listening and we can emphasize is you actually said your business grew exponentially, if I heard that correctly, there's a period of time of starting to have children and making that a focus, and then maybe where you are now. Is there anything that you think that made a difference during that time, or you just structured your time different? Is there anything that shifted that to make all of a sudden that have that exponential growth?
I think the funny thing is, looking at my career, there's not like one thing. Like people will come to me, especially the young ones, and they'll be like, they want the answer. They want the microwave thing where like you did one thing one day and that's, but like, boom, or you did one thing for 1 week or for 1 month. But I would have to say that like consistency is the key.
Yeah.
And I actually like posted this today. I was inspired that, I'm not a big shot. I'm just a little shot that kept on shooting.
So great.
And like, it was like over time. And so even though I had the children and I had the time freedom, I still made sure that no matter what, I just planted 2 little seeds a day. Like our company at Legal Shield, we have something called 2 a day. It's the whole company theme motto. It's like, if you're a Legal Shield associate, what's the day and the life look like for you? What do? We share Legal Shield with 2 new people a day, right? Like, and when you're new, of course, it's like, oh, well, that sounds like a monumental feat, 2 a day. But when you're doing it all the time, it's like, whether you're giving a business card twice a day, or you're just like texting someone 2 different people twice a day, it's like, it's not really that big of a deal. Or reaching out to someone on LinkedIn, so it's just 2 reach outs a day. And that's something that anyone could do while you're, changing 3 babies and diapers and like dishes in the laundry and like full on life, which sometimes seems overwhelming, but you can do those. And just a little bit, like it was just, still had my foot and toes in the water during that time, but that over time, it was the compound effect, right? It's just like the rule of 7, right? Every 7 years, your money will double if you are investing, with Letitia. So it's like, you've just got to keep it in there.
Yeah. I love it that you brought it back to finance, because, indirectly, I believe in what you said is you just are doing a little bit every day. But I think that is such an inspiration for women that maybe are trying to juggle it all and don't feel like they can do it. And that little piece, I think, is really such a wonderful a piece of advice, Liz, because a little bit every day. And I feel like that's also something I can resonate with, and a little bit every single day. And you're putting yourself out there, but it's not an all or nothing and burn yourself out. It sounded like you kind of reshaped your priorities, organized your time. And when you were there, you were fully focused, and then you gave it your all. And then you took a step back, and then you were part of the family. So it wasn't like you were doing the 24/7 burnout, like you shared as well. So, and a little bit over time made a big difference. That's so wonderful.
It did. And the thing about the little bit over time is like, when you're doing it, you don't feel like you're making a difference. Like you're like, oh, it was these 2 and nothing happened. Like, but like 2 weeks later, that seed grew and it led to a sale, or a month later or 2 years later. But it's like, you don't feel like that you made this huge monumental change. Just like when you're trying to lose weight, you didn't like drop 10 pounds in a day. It was probably like 1/10 the 1% of a pound.
Right.
And,
it adds up over time. It's like, I agree. I love it. It's definitely the compound effect, and it's just over time. And it also sounds like you are a big user of systems and routines. Maybe you're not saying it, but I'm hearing that that's what also makes you successful. Would you agree with that?
Oh my gosh, like I cannot live without this thing. It's like in front of me. I read it 24/7. It manages my life. And as obsessed as that might sound, to like schedule every hour, schedule every moment, or block out a time. Like, this is the time when I'm having lunch with my husband. This is the time when I'm doing this with the kids. And it's like, really, that's like crazy. But if you don't do it, then all of your wishes and intentions fall to the wayside.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love that. That's another little snippet, and you should probably share that, because what I'm hearing and making sure that the audience hears is, if you're making time for things that are important to you, then you are going to see success over time. But it's just a little bit over day by day in that calendar, because you've planned it in, and it's something that it's important to you, and you've made time in your life and space for that.
Yes, actually, every year I do a goal setting workshop to teach you how to use the planner, how to plan for the year before it begins, how to plan for the month before it begins, the week, the day. And I'll probably be doing it around November 20th, I want to say, because it's a Saturday, November 20th. Or actually, no, it's going to probably be on the 27th. I do it on like Black Friday weekend, usually when people start to slow down and think about their life. So Black Friday weekend, I'll let you know.
I love that. Now, can I go? Can people listen, or is it only for your business?
Free. It's completely free, and I'll share it with you. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we're kind of running towards the end of our time, and I want to respect your time as well. And I have 2 more questions. This is really for the next generation, and so I'll kind of throw both at you, and then you choose how you want to answer it. So the first question I want to ask is there any book or any author or mentor that's a person that people can also connect with that you think has made a difference in your journey? And then the second question, and I'll rephrase it if I need to. The second question is, if you had one piece of advice for a college graduate or even a high school graduate today, what would that be based on your experience looking back? What's your advice for that next generation?
Oh, wow. Great questions. Yes, the author that shaped my life and he's a great leadership author of probably over 50 leadership books, is John Maxwell. And John Maxwell, he has shaped my life, even though I've never physically shaken his hand in person. I've been to many of his things before, but I named my son Maxwell. I named my son after him because
that's an impact.
Yeah. So he's written Developing the Leader Within You, Developing the Leaders Around You, Winning with People. He's just written so many books, and right now I'm reading his latest book, A Leader's Greatest Return, which is developing other leaders.
That's so great.
So John Maxwell, highly recommend him. He was a very successful pastor and then started writing. And then to answer your second question, what advice would I give to a young budding person getting ready to get out into the real world? You know, it would be twofold. One, personal development, reading books like John Maxwell, I'm not talking about reading textbooks, because that was boring. Like, I was not a school person, but reading self-help books, like go to the business section, go to the self-help section, read the positive motivation, because I know, as kooky as it sounds, as hokey as it sounds, like, we need to fill up our gas tank, and the world is designed to sometimes like bring you down. There's negative news at the gym all the time. I'm seeing scrolling across the TV. I'm like, oh, I didn't need to see that. Like, it's like, that wants to bring you down. There's people that are in a bad mood that are all around us that they just bring us down. And so we need to fill up our gas tank. How do we put on our suit of armor to go out there and face the world every day? And it's to have your cup full of positive, motivational, goodness that we're able to overflow and to give to others. And the more that you give positive energy and love to others, the more it comes back to you tenfold. And then the second part of that would be start young, like find a passion or a career and just put your foot in that water and just be in the environment and stay and get trained and continue to be willing to learn from mentors. because of doing that, you have, just like investing. Okay, let's go back to what Letitia does in wealth management. The earlier you start investing, the more time it has to compound and double every 7 years. So all of a sudden, when you're in your 40s, you've got $1 million saved up because it's compounded instead of starting in your 40s. And then, you're so much further ahead, right? Letitia can give you those actual numbers of how that works, but talk to her about that. But, start young. The younger you can start on the path of success with a specific career, industry, or company, go for it. And while your other friends will be playing, drinking, partying, while you're focused on career younger, you'll get it out of the way so you can have freedom, true freedom by the time you're in your 30s or 40s to be able to travel and enjoy and live life. We traveled 4 times this summer. We were in Puerto Vallarta. We were in Cabo San Lucas. We took the family on a Yosemite trip. We just got back from a fun convention in Phoenix. And we're probably going to be, we won one other trip. We never got a chance to cash in this year to Cancun. So it's like, who has the time for that? The people that worked hard to play later.
Yeah. Yes. I love it. This is so wonderful. And I feel like you and I can talk all day because you're so inspirational, and the things that you're sharing, I think, along your journey they're really thought-provoking, but they're very simple tips that people can adapt every day, and it's not overwhelming. And so I just love that, and it's relatable. So I think that this is a fantastic, great start. I'd love to have you back on if you would have me, and definitely, I think, to be continued if you're okay with that.
Well, thank you so much for having